Good morning, Houston. Good morning, Houston. Good morning, Houston. Good morning, America. It is I again, More with Morris. Oh, we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to close this weekend. I don't think I'm going to make a video tomorrow unless, something terrible happens. Trump does something terrible or something. I'm not making a video tomorrow. I'm going to give y'all a break. But what I do come to you today about is you're going to start seeing in the next 10 years, 5 to 10, if we don't change anything, you're going to start to see the public education system disappear. You're going to see it disappear in front of your eyes. And what I mean by that, you're going to say, oh, Morris, what are you talking about? There's no way that that's going to happen. There's no way that the American people are going to let this happen. I'm going to tell you it's already happening. I'm going to tell you that it's already happening and you don't understand what's going on. Because what they've done is that they've masked it into something you cannot see and will also make you happy so you can't be mad, okay? And I want to look up something real quick as we do this. I'm going to do this live. And live within the video. And I want to get you what it looks like, okay? What was just signed over the weekend from Governor Abbott. I'm going to stay in Texas a little bit, but everybody in the United States can listen to this because this is what's going to happen, okay? Texas has already started to get rid of public schools, okay? What they did is that they told you that your public school system is failing. This is how they hit you because they defunded it, okay? So they defunded the public school system because this is what he just signed this weekend. As I say it again, he just signed this. You're going to pay less taxes on your property tax. The reason that it was set up like this was because it would be tied to something. Okay? This is how all good laws get destroyed because they're tied to something. So what he did is he upped. So first off, which this is a great thing. I want everybody to remember, one of the parts are great. You would clap. You would cheer for this. Okay? If you didn't know the impact. What he did was seniors over the age of 65, you will not get taxed on the first $150,000 of your property value. Wonderful thing. Because some of you only have $150 worth of house, which is a beautiful thing, right? Home ownership, great thing, right? For those who have higher than 150, well, of course, the first 150 you're not being taxed for. The rest of it you are, okay? No harm, no foul there, okay? This was for the poor of poor, okay? This is fine, okay? What that also means is that because your property tax is involved with school taxes, you're no longer paying public school tax. So public schools will be defunded again. So not only did I not fund it in the budget, I took that away in the budget, I also cut the other stream revenue, which is known as property taxes. And I just looked this up for all the poor people in Texas, okay? I don't make a lot of money. But if I had a child today, public school from K to 12 would cost me almost $15,000 per year. Okay? per year. That is K through 12 per year. So you times that 15,000 by 12 years that they would be attending school, $180,000 for the entirety of the school education that your child needs to be attending. $180,000. Okay? On top of that, you would still need to get into college, which would probably cost you another, I hate to say it, Harvard. I hate to say it, Yale. I hate to say it, probably would cost you another $400,000. Because it's probably $70,000 to $90,000 per semester to go there. I tell you this because the dumbing down of America is happening as we speak. I tell you to go watch the movie Idiocracy. It is very funny. It is very hilarious. But at the end of the day, Hollywood tells you what America is going to do in the future. Tesla was an iRobot. You already see that. The Matrix will be next. You see the trends. We're already starting to make humanoid robots. Terminator, you're already starting to see it. So you're going to have a dumbing down of the human with an IT, with an AI, IT over controlling you because you do not know how to read, write, and govern yourself. Because remember, the smartest of the smart people make the robots. It's not the dumbing of everybody, right? The robot is not just counting 1, 2, 3. It's trying to solve the next equation. Once they have overpowered you, you will see what the world looks like. The world will be different. Okay? So you're starting to see the dumbing down of America. You see that in your president because he can't read or write. You're seeing that within the public schools districts because we don't want to fund them. Because we handed you something called no taxes, no property tax. So if I can't afford to put the baby in school, what am I also doing? Well, that means mom, someone has to stay home, right? Guess who that's gonna do? Guess who's gonna stay home? Cause somebody gotta teach. Dad. Someone has to teach. Dad. Who's teaching? Mom. Dad. Who's teaching? And I know you're gonna look at the video and you're gonna smile. Morris, you're not being fair, Morris. You're not being fair, Morris. We've always had public schools and private schools. That's not true. That's not true. I'll look something else up for you. The education system has a creation date in America. You think these things have always been done. That's not true. Anything. No, when was it signed into law? They're going to say the first schools was in the 1700s. A school is a school, okay? But the education system actually started, let's see, is trying to keep giving you the 1700s. That's not true. A wide scale 1830. That's not true. That's not true at all. That's not true at all. Ah, why? Let's go here. So we have schools, specialized schools. The earliest school segregation. Because remember, you gotta remember, all that still goes back to that. Handicapped Board of Education segregation. That 1954, it's actually when you had the education reform that unset, but put the schools back together. Elementary School Act in 1958 passed by Congress. So yes, so this is just recent here, right? That's not too long ago. That's not too long removed. As they want to talk about slavery has been too long ago. That's not that long ago, okay? That's within some people that listen to me lifetime, okay? So they remember quite clearly when the education system became truly public, okay? So let me tell you this. What you're going to have is you're going to have the dumbing down of America with unaffordable education system. Guess what that leads you back to? Remember, this is a backward, forward thinking administration. This is not a futuristic administration. They want to bring back manufacturing. We don't manufacture here anymore. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it takes millions and billions of dollars to get that back here, okay? Who's going to spend the money for it? You have to have the wages for it. Because remember, Americans do not make $12, $13, $14 an hour anymore. That's just unrealistic in America. I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm trying to say that you vote against your interests when you say, oh, there could be no minimum wage. Well, look at you now. You're broke, penniless, ain't got a penty or a pinto, and in a few more seconds, your ass ain't going to be able to read. Right. Count. What I'm also trying to tell you is that you're seeing the corrosion of America in your face. You're seeing it. Obama just talked about this. And I'm not saying that, oh, you must listen to Obama because he's black, because that's dumb. What I'm saying is listen to what he's saying. You're too close to an autocracy because people are not following the laws and the rules that are in place. You can't read them because you got the Marjorie Taylor Greens of the world can't read, can't write. You have the Trumps of the world who can't read, who can't write. You have the what is that? The Pete Hegseth of the world who don't know what platform he's texting in, or he don't know who the plans are being sent to, or you have him who going back to Pete again about he don't know his own budget, but he's gonna put up the highest budget of defense the world has ever seen. So we sit here and we talk about this can't be happening to America, but it is. You're too close. You're too close. And you're having these politicians to feed you bull on an everyday basis. Bull. You have Ted Cruz. Why is he a senator of Texas? The world may never know because I've never voted for him. So he goes on TV and he says, well, I came in the Senate knowing that I was going to be Israel for life. I was going to be pro-Israel. What? What? You're not pro-American? That's what you're telling me? You came into the Senate knowing that you were going to be pro-Israel? You sound like a traitor? Have we heard that term? Traitor? Have I just coined the term traitor to America? Listen to what you're saying, dummy. Because people don't talk to you. That's why you're so dumb. You don't have many interviews because nobody would say that in their right mind. Just like that woman said, well, all of us are going to die. But your whole job is to keep us alive, dummy. Just like Ted Cruz, I'm pro-Israel. How are you pro-Israel when you were born American, dummy? You wouldn't be pro-America? How do you stand behind a slogan of America first and you say, oh, Israel first? Israel needs to be defended in the verse in the Bible. In a verse in the Bible, where? Where is it a verse in the Bible where we have to protect Israel? And you would be talking about the Israelites. That is a person, not a place, dummy. You will twist the Christian belief as much as you need to fit a narrative that makes no sense. The Israelites were not a country. It was not a place. It was a people. And you would know that because guess what? America education system is failing you in real time. You would go to church every Sunday thinking that you're a great Christian and never picked up that Bible until it was on Sunday. It don't say nothing about protecting Israel. Then on top of that, if you're a Christian, what happened to the love, the respect thy neighbor, that all that good stuff that you want to constantly put in schools, but you constantly don't remember it? Honor thy mother, their father. What happened to that? This is what I say when you dumb down America, you have dumb people feeding you propaganda against America. America is a melting pot. What makes us great is we do not bend, we do not fall, we welcome everybody because we know that makes us better. Not one religion owns us. Not one religion leads us. Not one religion changes how we construct or do our laws. That's what makes us better than everybody else because we're not inclusive. We are not isolated. We are not pointing fingers at people and telling them that they're wrong. We are the calm in the storm. And then we can bring the hammer whenever we see fit. Wake up, America. Wake up. Education system failing. Failing in America. Used to be top 10. Let's just do this before I go. Let's just do this. Let's see what the education system. I ain't talking about college. No. You're always going to be almost close to number one in college. Let's just see. Let's just see. They already did one for 2025 already. South Korea, number 1. Denmark, number 2. The Belgium, number 4. Japan, number 6. Let's just skip around. United Kingdom, number 12. I'm just trying to see where America's gonna be at. Sweden, number 15. You didn't even crack the top 10, America. Number 20, Spain. You didn't even crack the top 20, America. Hungary, number 30. America, 31. 31 out of 206. You couldn't even make the top 10. And you want to tell somebody that you want to tell them that they living in a slum country, an undesirable country, and you couldn't even top the top 20 in education. Thank you, MAGA, Marjorie Taylor Greens of the world. This is what happens when you don't fund the education system. This is what happens when you're not leading in research, when you're not leading in development. This is what happens when you don't have pure scientists from India, China, the Middle East, Africa, coming here and developing new cures. You're worried about farming at $8 an hour. Where's all those people, MAGA? Come on, talk to me. Talk to me. MAGA, why are you not in the fields at $8 an hour, sun up to sundown, 7 days a week, making $8 an hour? You said that they were taking your jobs. Where are you feeling them now? Are you feeling them? Wave to me, MAGA, that you went out there and you got one of them phone jobs because you had been looking for a job forever at this point, and no one was giving you a job because all the blacks and browns and everybody else was taking them from you. Did you get one? How are you living? Because $8 an hour don't stretch a long way in America. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Education system, fail. Property taxes, down. Clap for that. But everything else falling apart. I say, thank you again, Trump. You did what you said you was going to do. You're going to put America first, and America is going to see its collapse underneath you. Welcome.